Existió una vez un hombre que no podía vivir confinado a su propia época y de hecho aseguraba que podía viajar al futuro. Se le ha llamado el rey de los profetas y sus seguidores evocan visiones de Armagedón y del Apocalipsis con solo mencionar su nombre: Nostradamus.
It is very important for us to study Nostradamus and try to decipher the prophecies, because in so doing, we can change our future.
Today, we are at the culmination point of where his visions are coming to their conclusion. And we're beginning to see just what kind of a visionary he truly was.
Según algunos, su colección de versos ofrece pruebas acerca de que Nostradamus tenía visiones sobre el futuro y de que vislumbró acontecimientos tan trascendentales como la Revolución Francesa, el desastre del transbordador espacial y la Guerra del Golfo con su extraño armamento, siglos antes de que efectivamente sucedieran. Muchas personas piensan que estas predicciones del futuro pueden afectar la vida de todos nosotros.
Al que hoy se le llama profeta, antes se le llamaba vidente. En realidad, un profeta es alguien que percibe cosas que traspasan los límites del conocimiento natural del hombre. Michel de Nostradamus.
Nostradamus, profeta del fin del mundo. Nostradamus vivía en el sur de Francia, en el pueblo del Salon de Provence. En sus calles aún se puede escuchar el eco de los pasos de este verdadero hombre del Renacimiento. Aunque caminó sobre estas piedras hace más de 4 siglos, aún es posible sentir que Nostradamus, el vidente de Provence, aún vigila esta aldea en ruinas, divisando la calle marcada con su nombre y observando su estudio secreto que otrora estuvo clausurado.
En la soledad de un estudio secreto, reclinado sobre el trípode de bronce, una leve llama que brota del vacío me hace pronunciar profecías que no serán creídas en vano. Michel de Nostradamus, 1555.
He used the brass bell on a tripod filled with water, the bowl filled with water on a tripod, to foresee the future. This was what the Delphic Oracle did, and it's exactly the same method. You just gazed into it and saw visions. But Nostradamus was slightly exceptional. He not only saw visions, he heard them as well.
Era un enigma en su propia época. En parte mago, en parte científico, Nostradamus era un visionario que vivía en una era donde la superstición y la magia avanzaban precipitadamente hacia la revolución intelectual que posteriormente se conoció como el Renacimiento.
He was very eclectic in the sense that he gathered information from a number of sources. He was into numerology, he was into the Kabbalah, he was into all different kinds of forms of divination.
No es extraño que existan pocos registros que describan claramente su apariencia.
The pictures that have survived of Nostradamus show him with this gray beard and the gray hair. And he had this long, straight nose. But the most significant feature was his piercing eyes. At the time, they described him as having the kind of eyes that could see through people. And this was probably true because he could see to beyond time, into the future. And he had a strange effect on people.
People follow Nostradamus and other prophets simply because they would like the advantage of knowing what's about to happen. Now, most of our lives are spent trying to get an advantage, trying to get some sort of a tool or weapon that we can use to conquer our environment, to beat it in some way, to get the advantage. That's the secret word. And if you know something about the future, that's an enormous advantage.
Era una ventaja que los europeos reconocerían y enaltecerían como parte del movimiento renacentista. Quizás sea la inmensa eternidad del gran Dios lo que ha despertado el fervor de Nostradamus. O tal vez esté siendo estimulado por un espíritu con desconocidas intenciones. O quizás su genio es impulsado por la naturaleza y se eleva hasta llegar a los cielos, más allá de los mortales, repitiéndonos desde allí hechos prodigiosos. No hubiera creído en él si el cielo que concede el bien y el mal a la humanidad no hubiera sido su inspiración. Pierre de Ransal, poeta del Renacimiento. Fue el Renacimiento lo que marcó el período de transición de la época medieval a la moderna. La visión del universo comenzaba a cambiar. A este mundo llegaría un niño llamado Michel de Notre Dame.
Michel de Notre Dame was born in 1503 in Saint-Rémy de Provence. Provence at that time was not part of France, but was shortly to become such. He was born of a family of notaries and lawyers, people who were rather well-to-do. His grandfather, Pierre de Notre Dame, actually had changed the name of the family from Gassonet, a Jewish name, to Notre Dame, Our Lady, which couldn't be more Catholic and couldn't be more French.
La familia cambió su apellido para evitar la persecución de la Inquisición, que se había propagado a través de Europa durante más de 300 años. En Provence, el rey Luis XII promulgó el edicto de 1501, mediante el cual ordenaba el bautizo de todos los judíos.
In Nostradamus' time, the Inquisition was very active. And this made it very difficult for most people at the time because if they did anything that was even suggestive of what the church didn't like, they could be killed or they could have their land taken away and put into prison.
A pesar de la persecución, el siglo XVI vibraba con la emoción de los nuevos conocimientos adquiridos por la medicina, matemática, filosofía y astronomía. El pequeño Michel de Notre Dame, desde muy joven, se sintió atraído por estas ciencias.
It was one of his grandfathers, Jean de Saint-Rémy, who recognized a special talent within Nostradamus as a child. And he took him under his wing. He actually asked that the family allow him to come and have him live in his household. And he was probably taught in some of the ancient rites of Kabbalah, into some of the more mystical aspects of Jewish tradition.
We know he was given books of magic that he kept until he was an older man. So we think he was schooled in magic and in spells and incantations.
Además de los principios de matemática, latín, griego y hebreo, su abuelo le dio sus primeras lecciones de lo que entonces se conocía como ciencias celestiales.
Hebrew tradition has a rich background dealing with astrology, dealing with the stars of heaven. So his grandfather would have been one that would have led him to look up into the heavens and to witness not only the stars as they are, but the stars as they can impel human consciousness and bring about the destiny of civilization.
Desde temprana edad, su abuelo alentó al joven a dedicar su vida a las artes de la medicina.
As a physician, of course, he would have to study astrology. That was the first subject to be studied in medical practice. And I'm sure that the clear skies of Saint-Rémy de Provence attracted his attention. I'm sure that his grandfather encouraged it.
Júpiter, más próximo a Venus que a la Luna, aparece en su blanca plenitud. Venus, oculto tras la blancura de Neptuno, golpeado por Marte a través de la Vía Láctea. Michel de Nostradamus, 1555.
El joven Michel de Notre Dame era el primero de 4 hijos y desde temprana edad se hizo evidente que poseía un don.
Nostradamus had visions of the future even from early childhood. He didn't understand where these were coming from. He would have nightmares and dreams where he would see things and he couldn't explain them to people.
His grandfather was the one that recognized the abilities in the child as a young boy and would have helped him not only in his studies, but also in his development of those abilities.
En 1517, Michel de Notre Dame cumplió 14 años y fue enviado a Avignon, la antigua ciudad de torres y murallas, para inscribirse en un programa de retórica, matemática, música y astronomía.
Nostradamus had unorthodox beliefs about astronomy because in his day, according to the Inquisition, they believed the Earth was the center of the universe. The sun, everything revolved around the Earth. He didn't believe that was so. And I think it was because of his visions of the future he was able to see a lot of these things. He came to the belief to know that the Earth revolved around the sun and that there was much more to the universe out there.
Pero desde entonces transcurrieron 25 años hasta que el astrónomo polaco Nicolás Copérnico publicara su teoría sobre el sistema solar en un libro titulado La revolución de las esferas celestiales. Aún no había cumplido 20 años en 1522 cuando sus grandes progresos como estudiante le permitieran ingresar a la escuela de medicina.
Yo, Michel de Notre Dame, del país de Provence, de la ciudad de Saint-Rémy, he venido a estudiar en la Universidad de Montpellier, de la cual he jurado respetar las reglas, los ritos y los privilegios, tanto en el presente como en el futuro.
At age 19, Nostradamus was enrolled in the University of Montpellier, which was considered one of the major medical colleges of the day. Also, most of the faculty was of Jewish background, so he fit right in, and much of the learning, much of the education, the scholars of the day, this was the center for medical research.
In medical practice of the 16th century, astrology came first. The doctors had to know astrology, had to be able to apply it, and they certainly had to know the birth date and the geographical location of the birth of the patient. That was all important, because diagnosis was done primarily through the astrological signs and portents.
One of his aspects of education was not only in the science of healing, but also the metaphysics of healing, because he realized that it was not simply the healing of the body that was important, it was also a healing of the spirit and the soul.
Michel de Notre Dame era un estudiante prodigioso y logró su título de médico en tan solo 3 años. Recibió la distinción del sombrero de 4 esquinas, pero aún no se le conocía como Nostradamus.
Upon his graduation as a physician from the University of Montpellier, Michel de Notre Dame would take the Latinized version of his name. Notre Dame, Our Lady, would become Nostradamus.
El mismo año en que Nostradamus obtuvo su licencia médica, una epidemia de la peste estaba devastando el sur de Francia. César, hijo de Nostradamus, dejó una descripción escalofriante de dicha epidemia.
Las personas afectadas por esta enfermedad pierden completamente toda esperanza de recuperación. Sus casas quedan abandonadas y vacías, los hombres desfigurados, las mujeres en llanto. Esta tortura supone un padecimiento inconcebible. César de Notre Dame, 1546.
In the day of Nostradamus, of course, one of the greatest fears of everyone was being afflicted by the plague. It was almost universally fatal. When it hit a family, the whole family would go. They didn't know what the cause of it was. It was spread by rats, and the rats fleas, of course. And Nostradamus and other physicians were busy every minute of every day, and they traveled all over Europe ministering to the sick.
At that time that Nostradamus was living, the plague actually was considered a series of different kinds of diseases. But the most prevalent was what was called the charbon, which was the Black Plague. And unfortunately, most of the medical doctors at that time had no method whatsoever of combating it. Most of them dressed in horrible-looking garb made out of leather, soaked in garlic, and they had treated their patients with potions made of mercury.
La ciencia médica de la época era elemental. Millares morían, no solo a causa de la misma enfermedad, sino debido a los rudimentarios tratamientos médicos como las prácticas de sangramientos.
If Nostradamus had never predicted anything, he would be remembered as one of the great healers of the 16th century. He had many progressive ideas about hygiene. He would not bleed his patients. He would make sure when he came into a town that the people had clean water, that any corpses in the streets would be immediately removed. He would often come into a town and send people out to collect rose petals to make his famous rose pills.
Of course, in Nostradamus' time, there was no such thing as the science of pharmacy. There weren't any pharmacists, and every doctor had to mix his own chemicals to make his own medications. It had to be done at the right phase of the moon, with the stars and the planets in just the right juxtaposition. Otherwise, they thought that it wouldn't be effective.
Nostradamus used lozenges that was composed of ground up not only the rose petals, but also the rose hips, which contains the ascorbic acid, which is what we use today in vitamin C, which we know is something that fights infections.
Cuando tenía 52 años, Nostradamus escribió la fórmula de sus pastillas de rosas.
300 a 400 rosas rojas, cortadas antes de la aurora, se pulverizan y se combinan con acerrín del ciprés más verde, iris de Florencia, clavo de olor, raíz aromática de cálamo y linealops. Nostradamus, 1555.
Poco es lo que se sabe de sus remedios, pero la cura era asombrosa. Algunos piensan que su secreto radicaba en su intuición sobre la higiene.
He was able to avoid contracting the plague himself because he practiced hygiene himself. And this is one thing that he insisted on, that for himself, before going into the patient, that he himself was clean as well as the patients themselves were clean.
A medida que viajaba por Francia curando la peste, aumentaba la reputación de Nostradamus.
While Nostradamus was traveling throughout southwest France, he received word from Jules César Scaliger, one of the leading scholars of the day, that he wanted to meet with him and to communicate with him and basically just share the knowledge and wisdom together. And so he invited Nostradamus to his hometown of Agen. And Nostradamus accepted the invitation, and the two of them got on quite well.
Scaliger parece haber heredado la habilidad y elocuencia de Cicerón, las cualidades de Berger en la poesía y doblemente la de Galeno en la medicina. Le debo más que a nadie en el mundo. Nostradamus, 1552.
Fue de hecho en la casa de Scaliger en Argan que a la edad de 30 años Nostradamus contrajo matrimonio. Inexplicablemente, el nombre de su esposa no ha sido registrado por la historia.
Nostradamus' first marriage bore him children. His wife was apparently very much beloved. It was a marriage of love rather than convenience. And unfortunately, while he was away, probably in Italy at the time, the plague swept through that particular part of Provence, and we returned to find that his entire family had fallen victim to the plague. He lost all of them.
Es una amarga ironía que sus facultades médicas no hayan podido salvar a su propia familia. Su reputación sufrió tanto como su corazón. Si Nostradamus realmente era un profeta, entonces pudo saber que las cosas pronto cambiarían. Hasta ese momento de su vida, Nostradamus era conocido solo como un intelectual y un curandero. Pero la muerte de su esposa e hijos por causa de la peste marcó un periodo de profunda introspección y transformación personal. Nadie hubiera imaginado que posteriormente Nostradamus sería llamado profeta. En 1538, cuando Nostradamus aún vivía en el sur de Francia, fue informado que los oficiales de la Inquisición querían interrogarlo. Sabiamente prefirió evadirlos y, aún de luto por la muerte de su familia, emprendió un recorrido a través de Europa y fuera de ella. Algunos piensan que este fue un período de despertar psíquico.
This was the time frame that he may have tapped back into his earlier childhood education of going to the ancient places of divination, the ancient mystery schools in Greece, in Turkey, and also particularly in Egypt. And we know that after, when he returned to France, he brought with him many of the different tools of divination.
A su llegada al sur de Francia, Nostradamus se residenció en el Salón de Provence y aquí, en 1550, comenzó a publicar los Farman's Almanacs, que incluían predicciones para el futuro.
I think that Nostradamus saw a sterling opportunity to start turning out almanacs, which were astrological predictions one after the other for the coming year. They'd be published sometime in December, and people would snap them up. Well, printing had just been introduced in that part of the world, in Provence, and he took advantage of it. And apparently he made himself a good deal of money publishing almanacs.
Durante la noche, el vidente de Provence se sentaba solo en su estudio secreto del piso superior y comenzaba a percibir sus famosas visiones sobre el futuro.
La vara en la mano es colocada en medio de los lagos del trípode. Él rocía tanto el dobladillo de sus túnicas como su pie con agua. Una voz, temor, se estremece en sus túnicas. Divino esplendor. Los dioses se sientan a su lado. Nostradamus, 1555.
Most of the work that Nostradamus did in his divination, he did at night. And he lit candles throughout the upper floor of the room, which was his laboratory, you might say. And he filled the brass bowl with water. He then passed the wand over the bowl, and by moving a vibration across the surface of the water, this helped to open the veils of time.
By looking at the reflection, he would go into trance. And by doing so, he would travel out of his body and into the future, into time. This is how he would see the visions that he saw. He would see them occurring one after the other in all their horror, not knowing what they represented, not knowing what time period he was looking at. But when he came back into his body, maybe as long as 2 hours later, he would find that he had written a 4-line poem, the quatrain.
Nostradamus redactó 1000 cuartetas, dividiéndolas en 10 grupos de 100. A cada grupo lo llamó centuria. Escribió en su francés natal, pero para protegerse de los supersticiosos cazadores de brujas de la época, oscureció los versos con una confusa mezcla de latín, griego y anagramas. La primera edición de su centuria se publicó en 1556 y aún hoy se siguen publicando.
The publication of the centuries brought him such attention, particularly from royalty, that he began to get commissions for horoscopes being cast, specific questions about families and futures being answered. It was quite a roaring business.
Las predicciones de Nostradamus captaron la atención de Catalina de Medici, la soberana de Francia. Su interés por lo desconocido y la astrología era conocido en toda Europa.
After the first edition of Les Vraies Sorceries was released, she immediately summoned him to the French court. And while he was there, she commissioned him to do a prophetic reading on all of her children.
Nostradamus hizo pasar a cada uno de los 7 hijos de la reina a través de su espejo mágico.
Very often, by looking into the mirror, he could not only catch an image of what the character of the person was now in the present moment, but could tell what the character of that person was going to be, what was their destiny line within their future life.
Nostradamus anunció que 4 de ellos morirían, quedando solo 3. La historia comprobó que su predicción fue acertada.
Las 7 ramas quedarán reducidas a 3.
Mientras que para muchos de nosotros estos versos nos resultan misteriosos, fueron muy claros para otros. La 35ª cuarteta de la primera centuria fue rápidamente interpretada como el anuncio de la muerte del rey de Francia, Enrique II, en un torneo.
El joven león vencerá al mayor en un solo combate. En una jaula de oro le sacará sus ojos. 2 heridas en una, luego morirá. Una muerte cruel.
El fatal accidente ocurrió en el verano de 1559, mientras el rey celebraba la boda de su hija con una justa. El monarca competiría contra el conde Montgomery, el capitán de su guardia escocesa.
They lined up on the lists. The horses galloped down, flinging sawdust and earth. There was stillness, thousands of eyes looking. There was a sudden crack, followed by thousands of gasping voices as they saw a huge splinter protruding out of the golden visor of the king's helmet. He fell to the ground, carried off, mortally wounded. The shaft had entered just behind his left eye, instantly blinding it, plunging deep into his brain. He suffered in agony for 10 days, slowly dying from infections.
El joven león derrotará al viejo en un solo combate.
Every point of the prophecy came true. The young lion against the old lion. In fact, they were in a field of single combat. In other words, it is a tournament, a joust.
En una jaula de oro le atravesarán los ojos. 2 heridas en una. Entonces morirá una muerte cruel.
2 wounds made 1. The eye is blinded, the brain is pierced. 2 wounds made 1. And he was blinded as the splinter did plunge through the gold cage of his helmet.
En los tiempos de Nostradamus se pensaba que solo las brujas y los herejes podían ver el futuro. Confesarse clarividente era blasfemar contra la iglesia. La noche de la muerte del rey, una multitud se congregó frente a la Inquisición exigiendo que Nostradamus muriera en la hoguera. Esa noche se oyó decir al conde Montgomery:
Maldito sea el ser divino que lo predijo tan vilmente y tan acertado.
Como protegido de Catalina de Medici, se le perdonó la vida a Nostradamus.
Catherine's interest in Nostradamus was such that when she and the new King of France, Charles IX, her son, mounted the throne, they actually made a tour of France, covered every major city in the entire kingdom. When they came to Salon, they asked to meet Nostradamus personally.
Cuando pasábamos por el salón, vimos a Nostradamus, quien le había prometido a mi hijo, el rey Carlos IX, larga vida. Catalina de Medici, 1564.
A pesar de estar protegido por la reina, Nostradamus siguió encubriendo sus predicciones escritas para salvarse de la Inquisición.
Aunque muchas veces ello había vaticinado con anterioridad lo que más tarde ocurriría, estaba dispuesto a guardar silencio, pero luego decidí por el bien común expresarme en oraciones oscuras e incomprensibles, anunciando acontecimientos futuros, principalmente los más imperiosos. Michel de Nostradamus, marzo 1555.
Nostradamus escribió más de 1000 predicciones, y hay expertos que aseguran que más de la mitad se hicieron realidad. Las más sorprendentes se refieren a 3 líderes poderosos y tiránicos, hombres que él denominó anticristos.
He called these antichrists because he didn't have any other name for them. But he meant people that would do horrible things against humanity, against people. The first antichrist was Napoleon.
un emperador nacerá cerca de Italia, que costará muy caro a su imperio. Dirán esto entre las personas que le rodean. Más que como príncipe, será visto como un carnicero. De un simple soldado pasará a controlar un imperio. De una túnica corta pasará a tener una larga.
Nacido en Italia, Napoleón, de hecho, comenzó con la túnica corta de un soldado. Luego tomó la túnica larga de un emperador.
This seems to have been a window time frame that he was particularly interested in. And there are a number of verses, particularly that even name Napoleon and describe his career as rising and falling to a great degree of accuracy.
Durante 14 años mantendrá su tiranía.
Ciertamente, el reino de terror y guerra de Napoleón comenzó en noviembre de 1799 y duró 14 años y 5 meses, hasta que fue exilado en la isla Elba en abril de 1814. El segundo anticristo de Nostradamus fue Adolfo Hitler, aunque en sus cuartetas Nostradamus le llamaba Hister.
Un capitán de Alemania, mediante su oratoria, seducirá a multitudes. La mayor parte del campo de batalla estará contra Hister. Subyugarán las riberas del Danubio. Perseguirán la cruz torcida de hierro.
Nostradamus talks of Hister, H-I-S-T-E-R, the German of the Crooked Cross, the captain of Greater Germany, who shall come through Poland through feigned force. Now, if you can tell me anyone else called Hister or Hitler who gets into Poland, was captain of the Crooked Cross, I'm asking you a lot. It obviously was Hitler.
Hister, the enigmatic name that it uses, is a play on the ancient name for the Danube River, the Hister. This is the river that Hitler grew up playing next to, dreaming his dreams of conquest.
El tercer anticristo de Nostradamus aún no ha aparecido. Sin embargo, su historial continúa siendo asombroso. Muchos piensan que los versos de Nostradamus predijeron la Revolución Francesa en 1789, 234 años antes de suceder. Sus cuartetas describen con lujo de detalles la ejecución en la guillotina de María Antonieta y el rey Luis XVI.
París nunca estuvo en tal confusión. La república de la gran ciudad, con gran crueldad, le impedirá la salida al rey. El electo Capeto provoca tempestades, fuego y sangrientas mutilaciones.
Su obra, Las Centurias, no solo describen acontecimientos del futuro, también incluyen los métodos que empleaba para la adivinación.
Extiendo mi mano, sujetando la vara de las ramas. Las respuestas llegan a mí mientras mi brazo tiembla.
One of the very first quatrains that is given in his book, The Centuries, actually talks about him sitting and using what he calls branchos, or the branches, holding them in his hand, and there being a movement within the branches and within his hands. This sounds very much like he was using a form of dowsing.
Fue a través de métodos como este que Nostradamus pudo profetizar las aventuras británicas en el Nuevo Mundo, descubierto pocos años antes de su nacimiento. En diversas cuartetas afirmó haber escrito textos sobre las guerras que las colonias británicas librarían por su propia independencia.
El occidente se liberará de las islas británicas.
There are many of his verses and also his prose writings where Nostradamus describes America, not only in terms of it being a colony, but also eventually being a free land, what he called the land of liberty. And he mentioned it by name in two of the verses.
Nostradamus escribió sobre personas que nunca podría haber imaginado, lugares que en su época ni siquiera existían. Dallas, Texas, 22 de noviembre de 1962.
La antigua obra se logrará desde el techo. Un rayo malvado caerá sobre el gran hombre. Una vez muerto, se acusará a un hombre inocente del hecho. El culpable se esconde en el espeso bosque.
Some of Nostradamus' most significant prophecies deal with the assassination of the Kennedy brothers. One alludes to the first Kennedy, John Kennedy, the president, being killed by a thunderbolt in broad daylight. And indeed, the shots from the book depository building did hit him from the sky.
Nostradamus escribió estos versos acerca de un país que aún no había nacido, a 3.000 millas de distancia, hace 400 años. Muchos creen que sus visiones tienen un mayor alcance. Es difícil imaginar que las profecías de Nostradamus fuesen escritas en el siglo XVI, una época radicalmente diferente a la nuestra. Sin embargo, sus predicciones desafían todas las explicaciones.
Some of the most startling predictions of Nostradamus dealt with these mechanical and technological inventions of our time.
Verán al medio hombre con apariencia de cerdo. Ruido, gritos, batallas vistas en los cielos.
He couldn't understand them. He had no words in his language to describe them, so he had to refer to them with things that he knew.
Saldrá de un pez de oro, empujado a la orilla por una gran ola. Será como un establo debajo del mar, con una forma extraña y aterradora. Desde el mar, sus enemigos pronto alcanzan las murallas.
There is one fascinating verse that speaks about a certain person stepping down and placing their foot on an alien soil, which he says is on the corner of the moon.
En los cielos se vislumbrará un fuego volador con largas chispas. Llegará hasta un rincón de la luna, donde lo tomarán y colocarán en una tierra alienígena.
Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.
Nostradamus pudo haber predecido también que alguna de las exploraciones no serían exitosas.
9 serán apartados de la bandada humana. Su destino quedará sellado en el momento de su partida, separados del juicio y consejo, Kappa, Theta, Lambda, desaparecidos y dispersos.
Kappa, Theta, Lambda, mixed in an anagrammic form, create the final word, Morton Thiokol, the company responsible for building the solid rocket boosters. And as we can see in those terrible pictures of the Challenger, the scattered debris falling trails to the sea, they indeed were scattered.
Los estudiosos de Nostradamus creen que también pudo haber vaticinado la Guerra del Golfo.
Casi 1 millón de hombres hacia Persia. La verdadera serpiente invadirá Bizantium y Egipto. Él entrará malvado, infame, villano, tiranizando sobre Mesopotamia. La tierra tendrá apariencia horrible y negruzca.
There are a number of verses which refers to a tyrant. And one of the verses he actually calls him Dam, D-A-M, which comes pretty close to being Saddam.
Sin embargo, las predicciones de Nostradamus no terminan aquí.
Worldwide famine, Nostradamus predicts throughout the end of the century. It seems to be one of his sort of keywords. Earthquakes and famines seem to be the things that this decade of this century is going to be renowned for. And so far it's turned out very much the case.
La alarmante cantidad de profecías apocalípticas plasmadas en las cuartetas llevarían a muchos a pensar que nuestro futuro es funesto.
It must be understood that Nostradamus' quatrains are the worst-case scenarios. They are what will happen if mankind doesn't do anything to stop it. The future is not set in stone. It is changeable. This is part of a work of a psychic to tell people what's going to happen so they can do something about it to stop it. This is very important to realize.
En 1566 llegó un verano cálido y templado a Salón de Provence, y durante este tiempo Nostradamus escribió su cuarteta final a la edad de 63 años, y entonces, misteriosamente, cerró sus libros para siempre.
In his prose writing, he does describe that at one point he took many of the ancient manuscripts that he worked from as part of his form of divination, and he said he cast them into the fireplace.
Tengo volúmenes que han estado escondidos por mucho tiempo, pero temiendo el uso que pueda dárseles, los arrojé a las llamas.
As the fires arose to engulf the pages themselves, there was a tremendous glow that not only filled the fireplace and filled the room, but filled his entire house with a very strange etheric glow. And it was like the release of the spirit of the ancient wisdom itself.
Nostradamus, ahora un anciano, se había vuelto débil. Su corazón le fallaba.
He didn't know what to do about it because it couldn't be treated in his day. He didn't recognize the symptoms except as something that some of his patients had, and now he had it. He was constrained to stay in one room. He lived on a pallet at the side of the room near a window, and he had to be hand-fed, and he eventually died of congestive heart failure.
En una pequeña iglesia de piedra en Salón, una roca marca la tumba del vidente de Provence, Nostradamus.
20 años del reino de la luna han transcurrido. Cuando el sol termine sus días exhaustos, entonces mis profecías terminarán y serán cumplidas. Nostradamus.